Have you ever wondered why the same pain that destroys one person makes another person stronger? Why some people break after a small insult, while others remain calm even in the middle of chaos? Marcus Aurelius believed the answer lies in one powerful truth. It is not events themselves that hurt us, but the meaning we give to them. He wrote, "Choose not to be harmed, you won't feel harmed." At first, these words sound simple, almost impossible, because when life hits us with betrayal, failure, illness, rejection, or loss, pain feels real. But Stoicism teaches that while pain may be unavoidable, suffering is often created inside the mind. The ancient Stoics understood that fate controls many things in life, but they also believed that human beings are not powerless. Two people can face the exact same hardship, yet one becomes bitter while the other becomes wiser. One person carries the wounds of the past for decades, while another learns from them and moves forward stronger than before. And many people suffer every single day, not because of what has happened, but because of what might happen. Anxiety, fear, and overthinking make people fight imaginary battles inside their own minds. According to Stoicism, this is where true suffering begins. It is not the outside world that destroys our peace, but our thoughts, judgments, memories, and fears about it. This is why the Stoics focus so deeply on strengthening the mind instead of trying to control the world, because the world will always remain unpredictable. People will disappoint us, circumstances will change, fortune will rise and fall. But the one thing completely within our control is the way we respond. Marcus Aurelius wanted us to become like a rock, standing against crashing waves, sentient, steady, and calm no matter how violent the storm becomes. Marcus Aurelius called the mind the ruler of the soul. In other words, the quality of our thoughts determines the quality of our lives. Think about physical pain for a moment. When pain enters the body, the mind immediately starts creating stories around it. What if this never ends? What if things get worse? Why is this happening to me? Suddenly, the fear becomes heavier than the pain itself. The body suffers once, but the mind repeats the suffering again and again. Marcus Aurelius advised us not to resist pain with panic and judgment. He believed sensations are natural, but labeling them as terrible or unbearable creates deeper suffering. Life gives no guarantee that we will avoid illness, heartbreak, aging, or loss. These things are part of being human. But Stoicism teaches us that we always have a choice. Either we add fear, anger, and resistance on top of pain, or we face it with calm acceptance. The same applies to emotional pain. An insult only hurts when we decide it has the power to hurt us. Rejection only destroys us when we build our identity around the opinions of others. The world constantly tests our emotional stability, and every reaction reveals how strong or fragile our inner world truly is. Many people spend their entire lives fighting reality. They complain about the world, about people, about society, about unfairness, about things not going according to their expectations. But Marcus Aurelius warned that asking life to behave exactly the way we want is asking the impossible. There will always be rude people, dishonest people, selfish people, and painful situations. There will always be sickness, failure, misunderstandings, death. Expecting a world without difficulty is like expecting the ocean to have no waves. It is impossible. And when our expectations fight against reality, suffering becomes inevitable. Stoicism teaches us to stop demanding perfection from life and instead learn to work with reality rather than against
Seneca
it.
wrote,
The moment we stop expecting life to be easy,
even
we
to
become
live
emotionally
is
stronger.
an act of courage.
We stop being shocked by hardship because we
Yet
understand hardship is
Stoicism
part of existence
is not
itself.
a self-centered
Marcus Aurelius said that when we
philosophy.
meet shameless or cruel people,
It calls
we should
for
not act
empathy,
surprised.
fairness,
Such people have always
and
existed
action
and always will.
in the world.
The world is not broken simply because
Marcus
imperfect people
Aurelius,
live in it. Once we
one of
truly accept
history's
this, we stop wasting
Stoic
energy
thinkers
resisting what cannot
and a
be changed.
Roman emperor
One of the most beautiful Stoic
applied
ideas
these
is learning to see
principles
beauty even
to
in
govern
adversity.
an empire
Marcus
through
Aurelius
wars,
noticed beauty in things most people ignored:
upheaval,
wrinkles on old faces,
and profound
cracks in walls,
personal
ruins of
loss.
cities, even bread split
His
open in the oven.
journals,
He believed
written
imperfection
in the
itself carries a
solitude
strange
of
kind
his
of beauty
mind,
because it reflects the natural
would
process of
later
life.
guide
And if
Nelson
beauty can exist in
Mandela
decay,
during
then perhaps meaning
27
can also
years
exist in
of
suffering.
imprisonment.
Think about it. Many of the strongest,
Shaping his
wisest, and
unwavering
most creative people
commitment
were shaped
to
by pain.
justice,
Hardship forces
peace,
human beings to grow.
and reconciliation.
Loss teaches gratitude. Failure
Centuries later,
teaches humility.
Mandela
Heartbreak
would
teaches depth.
emerge,
Pain teaches
not
resilience.
seeking revenge,
Stoicism does not ask us to love
but
suffering in a
striving
naive
to
way,
build a
but it teaches
better,
us to stop seeing adversity as purely
fairer
negative.
world, the
Sometimes the
testament
darkest
to the
moments of life
enduring
transform
power
us
of
into the
Stoic
strongest versions of
principles.
ourselves.
The
A peaceful life may
influence of
comfort us,
Stoicism
but struggle often awakens us.
stretches beyond
The storms we
Greece
curse today
and Rome.
may become the reason for our strength tomorrow.
Thinkers like
The truth
Thomas
is,
Aquinas
fate will always remain
admired its
outside our
focus
control.
on virtue,
Fortune can give and take away
while
at any
its
moment.
pursuit of inner
People may
peace
hate us, betray
mirrors
us,
the Buddhist
misunderstand us,
concept
or
of
abandon us.
nirvana.
Life may suddenly become difficult without
Philosophers
warning.
like
But according to
Epictetus
Stoicism, none of
taught
these
that
things can truly
suffering
destroy our inner
doesn't
peace
come
unless
from
we allow them to
external
control our
events,
minds. We cannot always
but from
control
the
what happens to us,
judgments we make
but we can
about
control how we
them,
stand in
a
front of it.
lesson that
We can either resist
resonates
reality
in
and
modern
become bitter,
psychology,
or accept reality and become
from
stronger.
cognitive
Marcus
behavioral
Aurelius reminds us
therapy
that resilience
to
is not about
Viktor
escaping
Frankl's
pain.
logotherapy,
It is about remaining calm in the middle of it.
developed
The
from
strongest
his
people are not those who
experiences
never suffer,
as a
but those who refuse
concentration
to let
camp
suffering
prisoner.
poison their spirit. So when life
Even
tests
in
you,
the
remember
darkest
this:
circumstances,
your peace does not depend on the world behaving
Stoicism
perfectly.
reminds us
Your peace
that we
depends
have
on your
the
ability
power
to master your own
choose
mind.
how we respond,
And once you truly understand that,
to
you become
create
difficult to break.
meaning,
Because,
and to
as Marcus
live a
Aurelius said,
life of
choose not to be
courage,
harmed, then you won't feel
integrity,
harmed.
and